Today I'm going to do some field test work to compare the Pro Pi Aqualand against the Equinox 800 just to see what performance differences they have. So I've marked out about a 4 square metre plot, just a random bit of ground in a local park with some green string. And I'm going to see what I can find with the Mine Lab, and then I'm going to see what I can find with the Aqualand and just compare the differences. So I've gone over the plot with the Equinox 800 and I've identified about 13 targets and marked them with some little post-it notes and put on them what the ID reading is on the Nox in all metal mode. So for example, this one here got an ID of -1 to -6. This one got an ID of 14 to 16, and so forth. Now I'm just going to go over it with the Aqualand to see if I can pick up the same targets or additional targets, and then I'll start digging to see what's underneath. Now I've gone over the same plot with the Aqualand, and the Aqualand has found every single target that the Equinox 800 has found, plus an additional one which I've marked with a star. And also there were 2 targets that the Mine Lab was faint on. I've got Mine Lab ID 1 F for faint. The Aqualand picked it up and it was faint. And this one here was also faint to the Mine Lab and faint to the Aqualand, but all the rest were quite easily able to be picked up with the Aqualand. So I'm now going to start digging to see what the objects are. I'm going to start with this target here. I forgot to mention that with the Nox I was using my headphones, and with the Aqualand I was using an external speaker, so it was even harder to hear the targets with the Aqualand with all the ambient noise, but I was still able to hear things loud and clear. So let's see what this one is. Okay, my shovel is down over 6 inches, and I can see that it's a piece of iron that's buried down there, so I'm not going to dig it out, but definitely over 6 inches for this one here, which is consistent with the ID reading on the Nox. Okay, next target is this one here with 14 to 16 on the Mine Lab on the Equinox. I'll dig it up to see what it is. Okay, so that was about 6 inches down in the hole, some bit of aluminium foil. The next one was 17 to 18 on the Mine Lab. We'll see what this one is. Okay, this one looks like a bit of tin of some sort. That was down about 2 inches. Next target is this one here. She read an 8 to 10 on the Mine Lab. Okay, that one was also a small bit of, looks like a bit of tin off a drink can or something. That was down about 2.5, 3 inches. We'll try the one in the top left corner. That was 18 to 19 on the Mine Lab. Okay, so I'm still digging this hole. It's down lower than the Mine Lab pinpointer. It's very deep, and the pinpoint is just now starting to detect it, so it must be very deep. I'll keep persisting to see what the heck the thing is. Okay, I'm still digging this hole. It's now about 2 inches higher than it was before, and the pinpoint is detecting it pretty well. So I'll keep going. This pile of dirt sure is growing. Still going. Well, I finally found it. It was deeper than the length of my hand trowel, which is about a foot long. And what it was was this, some sort of lid. It says Clark's. Clark something, I can't quite make it out. I'll have to get it home and figure it out, but it's an interesting lid. It's got holes on the side, but that's that's the deepest hole I've ever dug, quite bluntly. The pinpoint is probably a good 5 inches below the top of the dirt there, so you can sort of see the scale of that particular hole. That was massive. Interesting, both detectors picked it up quite readily, and that was an 18 to 19 on the Mine Lab. Okay, after that mammoth effort, I'm just going to do one more. That last one just tuckered me out. I'm going to do this one here. It was 21 to 28, it was very faint on the Mine Lab and faint on the Aqualand. I just want to see what it is. Well, that one was very interesting. It was 4 inches down. I was reading 21 to 28 on the Mine Lab, and it looks like it's a piece of jewellery or something. It's got some sparkly bits in it. Maybe it's off a ring or something. It glistens in the sunlight. Whether it's some diamonds or glass or something, I'm not sure, but I'll clean that up. And that was interesting. That was a faint signal, 4 inches down for both machines. So I've cleaned up the object that I found and noticed that it had on it S. Clark Pyramid. When doing a Google search, I was able to identify exactly what this thing was and why there were funny holes up the side of it. So this is exactly what it is. It turns out it's the base of a nursery lamp that was invented by a Mr. Samuel Clark, who had a patent on it that was registered as the Clark's patented hand lamp in 1857. And this is what it looked like, complete with the glass. You can see the base in the bottom left corner, which I found. It used to have a finger loop, a bit of glass. The other funny thing though was it used to be called Clark's nursery lamp, also referred to as the burglar's horror in some advertisements. So I thought that was pretty funny. And the other thing that I found was, looks like it's a marcasite ring. So the ring has broken. I've cleaned it up a little bit and you can see the marcasite stones. It's a vintage Art Deco ring with marcasite stones in it. So I thought that was interesting as well. I just want to show you something that I think is rather unique with this Aqualand machine. It's the speed at which it detects. I'll just set it up and show you what I mean. So I've just turned the machine on. And what I want to do is wave a ruler in front of the search head. It's just an ordinary steel ruler. But what I want to show you is how fast it detects the moving ruler. It picks up every single movement of the ruler as fast as you can shake it, which makes it a very fast machine. From my testing out in the field, I think everyone knows full well how well the Mine Lab Equinox 800 performs, and I've been very pleasantly surprised at how well the Pro Pi Aqualand also performs. I was quite surprised that a Pi machine was able to differentiate between different target sizes at surface level and depth just from the duration of the tones. It's a very fast machine, and because you can swap the heads over, or the search coils over, to a lot of aftermarket ones, it gives you tons more flexibility than what the Knox 800 provides. Although I noticed Coiltech have brought out a few more coils for the Knox 800, but there's still nowhere near as many coils as what the Aqualand is compatible with. And with the Aqualand being an all-metal machine, I think it'll suit a lot of people who want to do underwater work, beach work, as well as searching for gold out in the gold fields. They're both very impressive units, and I think everyone should have a continuous wave and a Pi machine in their arsenal, and use the different technologies to go over ground that's previously been gone over before, and hopefully find new stuff.